Merry belated Christmas, everyone, and a Happy New Year. This is a Junkie Malfunction here, and this time with a commentary video. For this video, the commentary video is, well, my most recent video on my channel as of the start of 2025, a Christmas chat at the station. If you have not seen it, I would highly recommend checking that out first before watching this video. Because this video is a bit of a commentary on how I sort of did that video in a sense. Little tidbits, what comes to mind, so on and so forth, that kind of thing. And a little fun side note, this got on James's here's honorable lists for his little Christmas competition that he held for December, which I thought I was rather pleased with myself because I was the last person on that list, so it was a bit nail-biting, but it was nice to see me did end up on that list. So that's always a nice little thing to know that content that I create is appreciated by other people in this community. In any case, one of the things you've probably noticed visually is that this entire thing takes place at the big station. I use that in quotes because the big station usually in the TV series or railway series or whatever medium, it's usually got 2 or 3 or 4 canopies if it's like Vickerstown, Tidmouth, Knapford, what have you. But in this case, it's just 1, which I suppose is kind of like how they originally planned to do Tidmouth in Series 1, but they ended up dropping. So I am not entirely sure what I was basing this off of, but I guess in terms of quote-unquote canon, this would be Tidmouth or something like that. I would not consider this Vickerstown, especially because Edward mentions Gordon's going to have to pass through Thomas's Junction in this upcoming scene, at least. Responded Edward. And I will also say, this scene right here was one of my favorites to do because shaking the camera. For Gordon to say his eyes twitched, well, his face is stationary on the Tomy model, so to shake the camera around, well, it communicates anger and frustration. And then same thing with this camera zoom in here. It's not so much a zoom in, but it's like 3 stages of Gordon raising his voice, yelling at Edward to tell him what's going on. I also reused a few scenes here and there because I didn't film quite enough footage for what I thought I had filmed. I had filmed enough, but I would have preferred had I filmed a little bit more. Moral of the story is, always film a little bit extra footage than you think you need, because that extra spare footage can later be used in outtakes, behind the scenes videos, so on and so forth along those lines. It just gives you something a little bit extra to work with too while also in the editing process, because then you can use the best footage that you filmed for your video, so it's the best output of your quality that you can possibly have. As for the voice actors, quite a mildly amusing story. So, for Gordon, I added everyone in MTI Thomas's Discord server, asking, is there literally anybody here who can do a Gordon voice right now? Because I wanted this video to ideally go out on January 1st. And while it did upload January 1st, YouTube didn't process it until January 2nd, until the early hour of that morning. It was 1 a.m. or whatever. I didn't go to bed until 3 a.m. that day. But anyway, I digress. So there was such a rush on my part because I didn't originally plan to do voice actors, but then I thought, oh, it might as well be nice to actually do some voice actors for this. It would have made editing so much easier with just me doing the narration, but I figured there's only 3 characters in this. The storyteller, which is me, and then Edward and Gordon, and that's it. There's nobody else in the story. So I figured, well, I might as well at least make this a little bit extra, since I already gone all out with the visuals. I got the snow, I got the steam, swirling around the station, the little trucks, all the snow dusting around the entire set. So I figured I might as well just go that extra little bit mile, just make it a little bit extra something special. Now, as for Edward, he is voiced by NateTheMate. So, I had previously heard his voice worked in some other Thomas Trains content videos. Not specifically Trains, but the ones that come to mind are from Trains videos, using 3D models from the computer and whatnot. I am very impressed with his Edward voice, 10 out of 10 Edward voice. Enterprise, if I think of other good Edward voice in the community, it'd be probably Enterprising Engines or TARDIS Rescue. And while Enterprising Engines does a decent job as Edward, I would say that he does a better Arthur voice than Edward voice. It isn't necessarily bad per se, but Nate the Mate just really suits that, like, prim, proper, well-spoken Victorian elementary engine who is wise beyond his years. And then I would say for the Gordon voice actor, for name escapes my mind at the moment, I think it was like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't remember. We'll see their name in the credits. I mean, I only spoke to them the one time, while in comparison, Nate the Mate I had heard previously from other fan projects. Regardless, shout out to the both of them. Both of their channels will be linked in the description and in the end credits. And I have discussed barely anything of the story or the plot, partially because you can watch the video yourself. This is more so a behind-the-scenes video and commentary. Although I will say, if there's one thing, a small thing I can improve upon, I could have done more shots further away from the engines talking, and could have had, like, an engine passing by, like, I don't know, James in the breakdown crane or whatever, or I don't know, Molly, or pulling some trucks or whatever, just to make it a bit visually more interesting. Although, I am pleased with how Gordon mentions his passengers, the camera pans back to the express coaches. Because, well, I would like to get some actual model figurines. I do not have any. And a big criticism I do have on the video is the string attached to Gordon. It's not super noticeable because of all the white snow, but it's still there nonetheless. Also, I have to say, Judy Garland's Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, by far one of the best renditions of that song. And alas, here's the nice, sweet, simple ending to the video. And there you can see the tube for where all the smoke and fog comes out from the fog machine. Yes, Happy New Year to one and all. So, I have to say, this is like... and this I took heavy inspiration from TARDIS Rescue, where he used Gordon's snowplow theme from Jake Nafford Harbor for the end credits theme. I did the same thing here, since I thought, hey, I like this, and to be honest, it makes for a really good end credits theme. And yep, there's the Gordon's voice actor, Soda Boy. In any case, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you found this audio commentary of mine on the kind of behind the scenes information for this video to be somewhat interesting, and I hope you all have a Happy New Year. Goodbye for now.